Good morning, my friends. Happy Wednesday. Here we are again. I've been a busy little bee in the studio. I couldn't remember, is it a bee or is it a beaver? I don't know. I always get the sayings wrong. It's so crazy. Hi, Katrina. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Deborah. Good morning, Barb and Audrey. Hi, Sherry. So how's it? Hi, Laura. How's everyone doing? I've been really busy. I'm working on a great big painting, which I'm having so much fun with this. It's 36 by 48, so it's just shy of the largest painting. I think 48 by 48 is the largest I've ever done. But it's, you've seen me paint that smaller, and I decided to go large with it because I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's been fun. And it had a really ugly, messy middle. I did get one photo of it, but I wish I would have filmed its process. I'm not quite finished. There's a lot of little bits that it needs to dry, and then I'm going to go back in again. Thank you, Martha. So I was working on today I have my inspiring art group, and we're going to paint a shiny bright, and I actually painted it yesterday, filmed it, and then I'm going to go live and talk about it. But here's the little painting that I did. Isn't that fun? So I had bits of paint left over. And, you know, usually I do little ornaments each Christmas. And I don't know, I just couldn't quite get my mind around it. So I decided I'm just going to do a few. I'm going to do 12 of those little ornaments in the glass. Do I have one here? Because I had it out to measure. Oh, here. So other years I've done really kind of loose and acrylic little paintings. So I decided I'm going to do 12 little original oil paintings of birds. So I did that one and that one. Of course, you know, it's almost Christmas, so I've got to paint them quick and then be able to photograph them and list them for sale. But it's only time, right? And it doesn't matter. I may or may not get them accomplished. If I don't, none the wiser, or no one worse for the wear, or whatever that saying is. Marie the Bumblebee. I like that name. Hi, Teresa. Oh, what did I miss there? Hi, Anita. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, yes. And Isabel's home. So that's been fun. And I'm excited, to take a couple days off and not work. I love when a small painting, and it usually does. Like when I fall in love with a small one and I feel like I can paint it over and over again, that's a good point to go large. So anyway, back to the point of why we're here. I didn't get a lot of suggestions this week. I guess I always think I should show you things that I could paint and then paint them, but that takes a lot of organization on mine, which a lot of times that's my problem, is being able to focus on things and get it all done. But Michael said to paint a bottle brush tree. So I've painted this before, and I never mind painting the same things over and over again. I always kind of relate art to other things like music. Like when you learn music, you you play like the same song on the piano hundreds of times before you move on to the next song. But like as artists, we think we're supposed to be able to paint something new every single time, have it fresh and completely different. We also think we should be able to not only paint, but also be able to do all of it. Like with music, you play someone else's music. Like we don't copy other people's art. I mean, I guess you do sometimes, but I love that idea. Like somehow we think as artists, we're supposed to all of a sudden be able to do all the pieces of it. And then with marketing and everything, like, don't even get me started. It's an awful lot to know. Anyway, I forget what my point was as I'm rambling on here. I do paint the same things, often the same over and over again. And this is the bottle brush tree that I love. And I'm not exactly sure if it's an old tree or a new one. You still see this crazy thing. I think my old creaky arm thing completely died. Audrey's artwork says, is it possible to talk about the warm and cool colors in your painting behind you? I always love understand color theory. Well, I'm still studying color theory completely. But here, I'll show it to you. Whoop, yes, I don't have enough time. So there's the painting. So in this painting, as I started into it, I decided that Target has bottle brush trees right now. Thought of you. Oh, thanks, Ellen. Good morning, Sharon. Oh, I sent your package yesterday of Paige's makeup. So in this painting, for the most part, the further away, the darker value colors are warmer. And then the colors that come closer are cooler. That's kind of the basic color theory that I was doing. Oh gosh, I'm getting lots of questions here. But yeah, like I love where bits are still glowing and showing through. It's kept its looseness. But there are little areas that I feel like still, like there's even like little bits of canvas showing in some spots. I don't know. I honestly love it. I might call it finished. I'm not sure. But let me come back here and see what I'm missing. Which size canvas is better for painting? You mean to begin? I mean, I love this 6x8 size. I think if you're just learning to paint, well, or not, like me, this is my favorite. It's a 6" by 8". And it's just, you can finish a painting in one sitting. I mean, it might take you an hour and it might take you, I don't know, 6 hours. But all in all, you can finish it in one sitting. So your paint stays wet and, yeah, all the things. Let me see, did I miss any questions? Tell me if I missed anything. Oh, yes, that we also think we should be able to paint anything. Birds, landscapes, garden scenes. Yes, everything in the world. Yes, and Michael said the art world has so many expectations and it should just be fun. Yeah, it's like you do more and more to get to the point of being able to spend more time to just paint. But the more you do it, the more other things you're doing, right? Vicious cycle. But then some of those other fun things you fall in love with and then they become part of your routine. Nice thing is you keep the ones you love and get rid of the ones you don't, right? I was just reading that. What was it in? Someone just wrote, I think it was Margot Tanto wrote in her blog. She's been doing a real cute little thing to get you thinking about things. And her thing was about, you know, the whole thing of saying no to things so you have more room for yeses. That's something I need to work on. Oh, this, I use an app. It's called, I probably have this on here upside down because yesterday it was dying. No, I don't. It's an app called #Grid. And this is what it looks like. It's that little G. So, or no, it's grid hashtag, GRID, and then literally the symbol hashtag. That's what you look for. And in that, then that's what gives you the grid on your photo. All right. And the help. Okay, let me see if everybody's chatting this morning. My goodness. Okay. Good morning, Kim from Oklahoma. Hello to Oklahoma. So I'm in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I was listening to a podcast yesterday. It was the Me and Orla #Authentic podcast, and she was interviewing someone, and the girl said she's from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I'm like, what? Nobody's from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So I wrote to her. I love that. I always feel like I'm from somewhere that nobody's ever from here. A little down there. Oh, Margot Tanto. I think it might be called, it's either Tanto Studios or Windowsill Chats. You have to look that up. Yes, I love her. She has one of my favorite podcasts. I love her interview style. She does a lot more on like art licensing, but I love learning about anything art. It's all fun. Now, I had another little bottle brush tree sitting next to it. I'm not going to put that in there. And what's behind it is a painting that I did. I have a big like abstract Christmas ball painting that I always put on my mantle Christmas time. I think I might kind of replicate that in the background just to see how it looks. Because why not? All right, let's see where my little... I love that it has these little baubles in it. It's fun to get the roundness, keeping it loose, but capturing it enough that you know that they're there. Is everyone ready for Thanksgiving? I wanted to go to Market's open today because it's a holiday week and I wanted to go, but I have just so many things happening today that I don't think there's any chance it's happening for me. Be fun for Izzy and I to go in there, but I think it's going to be a busy day. Well, I know it is. And I have inspiring art today too. All right, I need a sip of my coffee. I've only been up since like 6 o'clock. But I do feel like I've gotten a lot done already today. I think I'm going to straighten this. Other thing with this, I have this big thing that holds this up. It's like right in front of me. Let me try and move this a little bit. Husband's writing to me about thinking about if we have everything we need for Thanksgiving dinner. I think we're going to have probably about how many people are we going to have? I can't even think right now. I want to clean this off right here. I don't want that pink. I think we're going to have probably about 14 or 16 people here, which isn't bad. Sometimes we have a lot more than that. We're pretty good at that number of guests. These are all such soft colors. They're not colors that I'm used to mixing, so it'll be fun. I want to let this bright color kind of show through a little bit because I love how it looks, but I want to have it look soft. And that's got a little kind of greenish blue, and maybe I use this. It's a purple one. There's a green one right here. Just your husband and you. And that sounds very peaceful. Yes, somehow we always usually have a lot of people at our house. Some Christmases we might have up to 50, and I do not live in a large house, but it does get a little crazy. But fun. Oh, good. You could maybe put what her Instagram handle is. Will you drop it in the comments here, just so in case anybody else wants to follow her? Just need kind of a neutral dark here for shadow. Yes, her podcast, Margot's podcasts are great. she had like a membership group for a while, and I was in that, and I really enjoyed it. I liked her community. She also does these fun little like classes that she offers on Saturdays, and I would love to think of one to offer. I would love to be one of the teachers. I didn't bring that up to her yet, but I will eventually when I have my concept. I guess I could do oil painting as the lesson, but even this last one was on cookie decorating, so I bought that class. What's the name of that soft natural hair brush you use in all your paintings? This one is this is the the brush I use the most. It's Rosemary and Company Short Eclipse Flat. That's my favorite. Margot Tanto. Thank you. Oh, I did have it right. Yeah, she has. It's Tanto Studios, or Windowsill Chats is the name of her her podcast. I do listen to a lot of podcasts. Hear the birds flying. It's a lot of pink and purple. Let me do a little blue down here, just for fun. Sometimes I'll add in too, like a complementary color splash too. But I do have the greens in there. Do you hear the geese outside? My goodness. Or you hear them at your house, Ellen. You're only a couple miles from me. Oh, which reminds me. So we're finally figuring out how to do the field trip to Vasari. So I added a link on my website up at the top or under the hamburger thing, and it says Vasari field trip. I couldn't figure out how to make a no-cost product. So what I did was I made it an event on my website. So if anybody wants to come and join us and meet us there, just go drop your name, email, and phone number in there, and then I'll put you on the list because I want to at least give Vasari an idea of how many people are coming. And thanks, Allie, for setting this up. Is Allie in here this morning? I can't remember if I saw her coming in. She was setting it up for me. I think it'll be really fun. We're going to go to the Vasari store. They're going to give us a tour. And, of course, we're going to want to shop a little bit. And then we're going to have lunch. It's in a silk mill or something. And we're going to just find a place there to all do lunch together. So I know I'm coming with Carol Ann from Lancaster. So we probably have room in our car for another 2 people if people want to come from here. And then Allie's coming from Queens, New York. Are you driving, Allie? Oh, Ellen. Oh, yeah, what's the date? Isn't that an important question? I think it's Thursday, the 8th of December. It's like in 2 weeks. We didn't want to go too close to Christmas. And Thursdays seemed like the nicest day to do it. Be a little more relaxed on a Thursday. So I hope that works. Thank you, Allie. Yeah, that little piece of information that I forgot. And I think the store's open from like 10 to 4. So I thought if we try and get there around 10 or 11, depending how long the tour takes, then we'll go have lunch. It would be nice. We've talked about it for so long. It'd be neat to get together and do that. Let me do. Oh, good, Ellen. That would be great. I'm going to go a little wild with this messy middle and let it get pretty ugly. Because why not? I always find that my art dances between kind of being conservative, like I'll do a few paintings and they won't have this, like, I don't know what it is, the kind of messiness that I love. And then it'll all kind of come back. I always say it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And that journey never ends for me. Like I'm always doing it. I'm never quite thinking, oh, yep, I made this huge progress and no more steps back. It just doesn't ever happen. But I guess that's the whole learning process, right? So look at the lights hitting. So it's much lighter back on this side than it is over here. I think it's because this bottle brush tree is probably casting a shadow. Michael said, my mom and I will be over in that direction on that day. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be fun? Over in this direction all the way to, will you be in Allentown area? Oh, that would be so fun. All the way from Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. Well, Isabel goes to college in Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's like the other side of the earth. Fortunately, she's been getting rides home, which is really nice. So I got a little bit of gold on there. I gotta watch my time. Oh, it's only 8:19. I was worried about time. Ellen said, are you talking about in Easton, Ellen? Not New York City. Although New York City would be fun, but that makes me tired just thinking about it. And I do have a couple more spots still on my France trip. A few spots open. I'm kind of in the process of thinking about getting airline tickets now. I definitely have enough signed up that it's going to happen for sure. So if anybody's interested, you can send me a message and I'll give you the details, or it's in my link in my bio. A summer trip to New York City. Oh my gosh, that would be so fun. I have not been to New York City since way before COVID. I'll have to come up and see a Broadway show or something. Little artist field trips. I love it. And Allie lives in New York, so she knows all the good stuff. That's one over there. Okay, that's a messy middle if I ever saw one. Really, really messy. Good morning, Debbie. Okay, so I already did my pigment sticks. Now I have to mix colors. So it's very dark background and a very light tree. Kind of a soft pinkish, orangish, what would that be called? Like a rose color, maybe like a pale rose. And all those kind of jewel tone pastel balls on there. So, and my funky background. Okay, so let's mix colors. I'm gonna pull this down. See if I can do it without moving it. All right, turn it this way. There we go. I'm a light reflecting here. I always forget to turn that light off, but I can't reach it right now. All right, color mixing time. I just had a thought. I keep this one little bowl of like my little, I guess they're really pastel colors. These are perfect for what we're doing. So these are Gamblin Radiant colors. So there's green, turquoise, and here's a orchid. That would be great for it too, a Vasari color. Let's see if I have any others. Ruby violet light, maybe. Radiant blue. I thought I had a green. I must have that out. I must have used it the other day. Radiant pink. Rose with a touch of cad yellow. Yeah, I think so. Cad yellow. I can put that out too. Love playing with color. Now wait, I know I had a radiant green out here because I used it. I don't know if I used it in my ornament painting yesterday. Can't remember, but here I'm looking. Here, I'll show you what I'm doing. Look, these are, I keep all of my, I'm as organized as my brain can be. These are the paints I use most, and these are spares. These are all my browns and beiges and tans, like neutral colors. I have that little bowl of pastels that I got out. These are all the ones that I usually have down the left side of my palette. I call them my mixing colors. Yeah, there's a radiant violet. Whoops, not in the screen. Radiant violet, and I need to find the green. There's the radiant blue. That's a better amount of it. Where's that radiant green? Now you'd think that I could just put these out in those. I love when I see people, like this needs to go up here. I love when I see people that hang like their paint tubes by those little clips and have them all organized by color. I would love to be that person, but I can't get there from here. I shouldn't say can't. You know, you always say you can't do something and then you can't. If you say you could, maybe it could happen, but I cannot find the radiant green. What on earth did I do with it? Oh, well, I think we'll have to live without it. Oh, no, yeah. Jane, yeah, I think it are those colors. I don't know if I'll use cad yellow. I try not to use cadmium colors too much. All right, I think I got out too many colors for finishing up in short order. So let me get my dark. Which was the Old Holland purple or violet used last week? Oh, I love that color. It's right here. That one I do have right here. It's Old Holland violet gray. No, I still cannot find it. Oh, here I have radiant. Look at that radiant. Lemon. I must have all the radiant colors. I know I had the green, and I think that would be a really fun one to add, but I might have put it away. I'm just looking for one more second. Could be up here. Could be anywhere. I think we'll live without it. Okay. So let's do the background color. Some of the magenta. I'm going to add some purple into that to get it really dark. There are some really dark darks. Pull that out, and I'm going to add a little bit of pink into it. So I want to kind of keep that background abstract, but still have bits of what color is really in there. I'm going to put out gray. I've been really enjoying this Gamblin Portland Gray Deep. I think it started because what was I using that one that they would give you for free? I can't think what it's called right now. Torrid Gray. And then I ran out of that. I never replaced it. Those are nice dark kind of colors for that background. All right, now let's do some tree colors. That bright kind of green. I do have a little bit of, this is Caribbean blue. I have that out from painting the ornament yesterday. And my video blue extra pale. Lid back on. Isn't that pretty? It's a little bright. I'm just going to put a little bit of that out. Mix some white into it. These colors are so fun, but like I'll mix all this up and I only really need a dot of it. So it's hard to only do that little tiny bit. Now I need more white paint. What did I do with that? I don't know where my white is. Hold on one second. And that's why I have more than one of colors too, because I'm more likely to find them. I want to get that a little. This is what I was looking for, the radiant green. I have it right here. Did I miss a video about ornament painting? Oh, it's the ornament painting is in the Inspiring Art group. Are you in my Inspiring Art membership group? And I'm doing that today. That's today at 11. So I need that to go a little greener. It's kind of like I need 2 or 3 of each value of these. Okay, that's nice. So now I need kind of a purplish, which these all look really good. That's close to the right color right there. This is a Vasari orchid. So anyone who goes on the Vasari trip, we really should write down what colors we already have, because I don't know about you, but I'll go in like Michael's or whatever, not Michael's, Dick Blick, when I get to go to the one in Pittsburgh. And sometimes I'll buy the same thing I already have because I don't remember course, I know it's something I like and I'll use it again anyway, right? So what difference does it make? But I would like to get some new Vasari colors. For purple, and then I need a green. I need like a, I'm going to get out Radiant Lemon, I think, just a little bit of that. Are there any fun radiants here that we've missed? Maybe the Radiant Turquoise. Let's do. This one's fun, Radiant Turquoise. Jackie, you do that all the time. Yeah, me too. Wish I didn't, but. Oh, that's pretty. Let's put that down here. Add some white into that. Fun blues and purples. And but I wanted a brighter, a little bit more of a chartreuse-ish green. Let's take this. Maybe this. Oh, that's better. Really only need the tiniest bit of it. And then I just need the pink of the tree. Yeah, we're all guilty of doing that. Yeah, and buying far too many art supplies, right? So that's kind of for shadow areas of the tree. It's a lot of colors for a little painting, isn't it? And then this, I need to get really light with it. Do you use oil pastels or dry pastels? Oh, this is oil paint. I'm just mixing pastel colors. Yeah, I would love to do paint pastels, but I don't have. That's one art supply I don't have. It just looks like such a big commitment to buy pastel oil paint or pastels. But gosh, they look like fun, don't they? I mean, that is like such eye candy, that like whole tray of gorgeous colors. Like I remember in elementary school, like they would get out the pastels and just all, I would like to paint them. All right, that's, I'm going to get out this warm white. I need warm white in there. I'm going off the grid here. I'm just going to put it over there on the side and mix quite a bit of warm white into it. So that's really what that tree looks like, is that warm white color. Okay, I think that's good. I think no matter what, we can't go wrong with those colors. So let's go back up here. There, that was pretty good little move, wasn't it? All right, you can see that. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. And I'm going to use my big brush to start. So that's how big my brush is compared to my painting. It's pretty big. So I just want to hint at what's happening in the background. It's not important. But it is a little fun. Getting my darkest darks in. Is that a regular oil paint or water-soluble oil that you're working with? It's regular oil paint. I do have some water-soluble, but I prefer regular oil paint. She also uses RNF oil paint sticks. Oh, yeah, and that could be, Allie, what maybe people would think they are. The RNF pigment sticks look like pastels, but they're not. They're oil paint in stick form. So I do that just for little bits of fun color showing through. Thanks for that thought, Allie. I need a little, I didn't mix a light kind of white color for that bottom. I'm going to just put out some white paint here. Do the two different oils paint differently? Amy, the water-soluble oils do feel a little bit different. They're not quite as buttery as oil paint, just like oil's not as buttery as butter. I don't know. But they are good. I think they're supposed to be healthier for you. I have played around with them. I just love the butteriness of using actual oil paints. It's just my preference, but I'm certainly not opposed to doing it the other way. Oh, and the other thing is there are nowhere near as many colors. Although in theory, you don't need all these colors. You could do an entire painting with, just the basics and still get a lot of the same gorgeousness in your painting. But I just love color, and I love having all the different colors and experimenting with them. But in theory, you don't really need to have all of the colors to make a great piece of art. It's bright up at the top there. Okay, I don't think I missed anything. This is just a little brighter in here. Oh, I'm sorry. I said I've never used oil paint before. How do you clean up? Can you mix the colors right on the canvas? Are you using one brush and wiping it? Yep, I'm just wiping my brush out with a paper towel. And this is the only brush that I've used so far. It is getting a little dirty because I was painting a little bit before I started today. I usually soak my brushes in Murphy's oil soap when I'm finished painting because I don't have time usually to clean my brushes right away. I can let them soak in that for, several days if I need to. And then I clean them with a bar soap, and it's called Chelsea. I don't think I have one here. Chelsea brush cleaner. So it's pretty easy to clean up after. But not as easy as if you were using water-soluble oils, because then I think it's like using acrylics. I like the looseness of that background. You just put them in water and clean them with water. I mean, that is always the easiest. I love the painterliness of that. I think I'm just going to let that bottom stay just the way it is. I love those little bits of color down there. Oh, your best advice for switching from acrylics to oils. Well, they're completely different. My only advice is play around and have fun with both. Like, just get a few oil paints. Like, I have a list. If you write to me, I'll send it to you, the one I use for my art classes. And you can use that. Just get those paints and just play with them. But they're so different. Like, acrylics are like painting with plastic, and oils are like painting with butter. Like I said, I was so intimidated by cleaning up oils, but it's really super easy. Baby wipes are a saving grace. Yes, they're always, like, I have some right here. They are great to use to clean up with. How can I use one shape brush on so many shapes? I don't know. I'm still using the same one. I did do a little class in my Inspiring Art where we played around with brushes, and it was really a lot of fun. And so now I do have this other brush that I like. It's this one. We could do it on the balls. What's it called? A filbert. So it's rounded. So this is square, and this is rounded. But yeah, I'm still using just the same brush. All right, so let me look for my like shadow areas. Shadows are what's going to help these little baubles pop. I'm letting those bright bits of color. So partly what makes colors pop on something is what colors they're next to. It's a lot of what I talked about when I was painting the ornament for Inspiring Art. Because if you put a bright color next to a dull color, it makes it pop even more. Oh, there's a little green hidden up there. Oh, what number is my filbert? I have several here, but this is a Winsor Newton number 4. Oops, it's not focusing on it. I can't get it in focus. It's number 4. So we will play with that a little bit. All those colors are fun, aren't they? There's a nice swoosh here. All right, I need a sip of my water. I would like that list of how to change over from acrylic to oil. I think I'm afraid of oil. I don't know what to do with it or how to clean up. Well, I would embrace the fear. That's my best advice. When I started painting in oils, I also was worried about cleanup and a little afraid of the mess. And I would say that it's messy, really messy in the beginning. I make a lot of messes, and I still do, but that's part of the fun. If you love art, you have to love mess a little bit too, right? I'm just kind of dabbing in a little bit of some color that I mixed here. It's kind of an orangey color. Should I go a little smaller? Maybe I will. Let me get a little. I'm still going to use my square brush. It's what I'm used to. This is another, it's just a smaller one. See, this is a smaller version of the same brush. I'm gonna kind of get in there. Silvery, warm color. I don't want to get real precious with it. I just want to suggest these. Maybe if I do a little bit of tree in here, it'll help push things along a little bit. I love that gold that's right there showing. I want to keep that. I want to suggest the texture. Yeah, they had some really cool bottle brush trees at Anthropology last year. I haven't been there yet this year to see what kind of holiday things they have at Terrain. They always have the coolest holiday stuff there. I'm going to go into this. Got a little wild right here. Cover that up a little bit. Can always carve back into anything, but I want the edges to be soft. That's probably kind of where that came from. What time is it? 8:47. We're doing okay. I think I can finish in time. I think that little stroke up here is a little distracting too. Just soften that a little bit. All right, let me work on the tree itself in case we run out of time. Excuse me. Get some of my darkest bits on there. The best way to learn how to paint oils. Oh, my demos on YouTube. Yes, and I have an art in bloom oil painting class of florals too. And I made a couple of years ago, and it's a great place to learn. Just those little dabs, nothing precious and nothing terribly careful, but gives that texture. Now over here I see a little reflection of those kind of blues in there, so I'll just add. It's funny when you really look at color, how things reflect and pop off of each other. Things nearby throw light all around. Sometimes it's just really observing and seeing that. There's a lot of green down in there too. I'm loving it. I'm loving the background too. Nice abstraction. Yeah, it just hints at it. Do you think you look at it and really wonder what it is? Oh, I love where there's a little bit of gold in there and that pink just wraps right into that. So pretty. I need some more highlights. Some of these colors I mixed up, I've hardly even touched. I'm really holding my breath. Is it too pink? Yeah, I love the colors too. I need to soften the pinkness just a little bit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I guess I'm just expecting it to look like the photograph, but that's never really important. Only as much as you want it to, because, you know, after all, it is your art. You get to make it however you want it to look. I should soften these a little. It's really fun, isn't it? Thanks, Anita. And a couple more light lights. I need a darker purple. I don't know. Is it getting any better? Do you see anything I need? Oh, this brush. This is a Turkel number 16. Oh, I see what's happening in this. That pink is reflecting up into that whole ball is tucked in there. I don't know if it's the pink's wrapped around it or if it's reflecting. That's kind of throwing off what I'm seeing. That's wild. I don't know if it's coming up there. I love the brights showing through. I think I'm about finished. And what time is it? 54. Anita said the background's so pretty and it really makes the bottle brush pop. It does make it pop. I love sometimes when, like, even when I paint birds and I just have little bits that kind of just pop around. All right, I think I need one more highlight and I'm calling her done. Because then it gets too tight. But I do want... That is kind of the lightest lights are right Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but I don't dislike it. But that one is too thick. Whoops, I've got too much on my brush. Here I am finishing up and making a mess. That's why I always say when you get to the point where you feel like you should be done, it probably should be done. Because now I just made a mess. That's very... All right, I think I fixed it. That's good. Okay. I'm just dancing around here, not making progress. I'm signing it. How fun. Oh, you're welcome. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. So it's going to stop. So there's my reference. Let me get in there tighter. So there's the tree. And a very complicated color palette. Some of those colors I didn't even use. I think I mixed more than I needed. So anyway, thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I do this every Wednesday. I love having everyone come visit. Oh, I used a thing. It's called a wipeout tool, Creative Mark. It's just a rubber tip tool. It pulls the paint away. Barb, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Hi, Bonnie. I hope everyone has fun, and be sure if you want to come on the trip to Vasari, just drop me a note. So I put you, I can't figure out how to do it. If anybody has a suggestion, but I think I'm just going to do a text change so we're all in the same thing, or email. Not sure which, but if you give me your email and your phone number, then I can do both. But at least we'll get kind of a head count before we go. And it's on the 8th. So anyway, thanks for coming, guys. I will save this. It'll be on my YouTube channel shortly. And then I'll have a link to it in the blog part of my website. So thanks for coming. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you soon. See you next week. Thanks.